This is Gary Butterfield,
This is Cole Ross.
and this is Monster My Podcast.
These are gnomes.
There's a monster in my podcast.
Indeed they are.
It's a bunch of gnomes. I cannot read these guys. I cannot encounter gnomes in fantasy fiction without thinking about that King of the Hill episode where Peggy gets the garden gnome.
Sure.
All I can think about is A, scaring Hank Hill to death because she keeps it in the bedroom, and B, them making their sunflower tea or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, the weird gnome and like the troll, Meomania, Gnomania, Green Man fever, and all those things that happen to lonely garden ladies.
Isn't Green Man like a corpse man that walks around outside Philadelphia? Like that's an actual like Mothman kind of thing.
Whoa.
What?
Pardon me?
Yeah, no.
Like,
The Green Man's kind of like the Mothman. It's like a thing.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's a cryptid, I guess.
They're also. Are you sure you're not? Because the autocomplete just brings up Green Man from Sunny in Philadelphia.
Do Green Man cryptid.
Okay, because the Green Man is also those like faces that are on trees with leaves behind them.
Ugh.
That's a thing too.
Yeah.
So I remember when those things. Okay, yeah, Raymond Robinson, the Green Man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great picture on the Wikipedia.
It's very good.
Oh, it's actually, he's not a cryptid, dude. He's a guy who is severely disfigured.
Yeah.
See outside of the. Don't call this man a cryptid.
Sorry.
What a cryptid.
I'm
going to start using that as an insult for like people.
I didn't do that intentionally. I thought it was like a Mothman kind of thing.
What a gift. Like
I didn't do that on purpose. I'm sorry, Raymond.
It's just it's like a very funny insult. Like, yeah, look at this cryptid motherfucker. The picture of him is just a guy in a sweater vest who's deformed.
I feel so bad.
Raymond Robinson, local cryptid.
An urban legend.
Sorry.
He's not. It's an urban legend. It's not a cryptid.
Oh man.
Well, the show's over. Cole's gonna go crawl in a hole and die.
The ACLU is going to sue us, and that's going to be it for the show. Oh man.
So Green Man.
Yeah, Green Man or gnomes.
Yep.
As it were. This is another. These are player characters. Like the elf entry or whatever.
Right.
The tricky thing is the cool ones, the Sverfniflin, you weren't able to play as for a long time because they're way too powerful.
Right.
So it's like because they get magic resist, like insane magic resistance.
Mm-hmm.
You can give a player like 25% plus 5% per level of magic resistance. It's a bit much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's like any other Underdark version of a race, you know? I feel like they're a little bit too Mary Sue-ish. Like, oh, they're just like regular gnomes, except they can do this. And
they are way better.
They are super double immune to whatever you just threw at them.
Their dex lets them do 2 attacks per round because they're super dexterity and they have a natural armor class. And yeah.
They're baller at freeze tag.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the freezing aspect is actually pretty awesome. They do these little statue flash mobs. These what is it? The mannequin project or whatever.
I think maybe.
I'm
afraid to say anything I don't know because I might insult an old man.
Mr. Robinson might be listening on his special cryptid phone.
Hey, here's to you, Mr. Robinson.
Yeah, I don't think you're literally on par with a Loch Ness monster. We can go visit his grave. We can make a pilgrimage to the Grandview Cemetery in Beaver
That's
Falls.
going to be penance at this point.
We'll leave a Monster My Podcast button and a web address for patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv.
We have to keep going.
Well, because there's like one cool thing left, and we keep getting to endings of this podcast, but there's one like last cool thing.
Uh-huh.
With the Tinkers.
Oh yeah, the Tinkers. This is just them copying the stuff from Kryn. Like this is the characterization of the gnome that kind of came forward. So like the initial gnomes that we find, like the rock gnomes, they are a little bit weird. They're real in tune with nature. The gnomes from Kryn, the Tinkers, they are again that TV tropes Cloud Cuckoo Lander kind of thing.
Well, and they're like the machine gnomes.
Yes,
because they have a life quest where they have to attain perfect understanding of a single advice.
Or device.
Or single device, not single advice. Like two in the hand is worth what in the bush? I keep getting it wrong.
But he's a human being, not a monster, Ross. Oh, thank you, Spriggly Bottom.
Yeah, I don't understand yet, though. Let me go on my life quest. I keep thinking like device is such a broad term. Like one of these guys is getting assigned like wrench.
And
then he just like finishes his life quest and kills himself at 7. You know, like I learned everything there is to know about this drinking bird, and now it's Suicide Town for me. Off to Grandview Cemetery in Beaver Falls.
The drinking bird keeps going, but sadly, I cannot. Brought to you by our backers at patreon.com.